At the North Face, it's never just a hike. Not if you're stuck on the same old trail. It's your chance to unearth a new kind of trail. Wide open and yours to define. An opportunity to become part of something bigger and wilder. What will you find out there? The North Face. Never stop exploring.
Live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's a show that's getting ready for the 110th running of the Indy 500. Back-to-back years for First Things First at the Indy 500.
You know who's also going back-to-back? My guy who's joining us in a little over an hour.
Alex Palou will be
right.
here. Your guy, Pato O'Ward, will be here.
I think he can take it.
Josef Newgarden, member of the 2 Crew.
Moments away from Newgarden.
I'm very excited. Got some Newgarden 2 Crew merch. Also, I would like to congratulate, early congratulations, to Chris Broussard, who did not bring his blanket to the Indy 500.
I got my nice coat.
Last year, you had a checkered flag blanket.
Well, it was chilly out here. I mean, I got it warmed, and you want to be cool, I want to be warm.
Speaking of wanting to be cool, I feel like because we have this studio audience, we have some drivers behind us, Wild is being very professional broadcaster right now.
Yes.
Understated live for the. We're at the damn Indy 500.
I listened to it back last year, and I forgot I used microphones. I was just screaming to the people at home.
You're overcorrect.
Okay, well, you don't know.
So let loose. Let the tiger out, as I always say.
He's a little nervous that with this wind, the hairpiece is going to...
The hairpiece goes crazy. If you see me leave, the hairpiece is on the track.
It's on the board.
First hour, First Things First. 2-hour show today. 3-hour show tomorrow. Today, 2 Crew, 2-time champion, and my guy, Josef Newgarden, joins the show in about 10 minutes. Meanwhile, Bruce Guy, friend of the show, his second time on the show, Pato O'Ward will join us. And finally, the reigning Indy 500 champion.
All I do is pick winners.
It's about his 8th time on the show.
Yeah.
Alex Palou. He'll start in the pole position.
Yeah, because he's the best. And he's going to win again.
Quite fast.
It's kind of weird. We're going to be interviewing all these awesome drivers, and the main question I have is like, hey, just shooting for second, right? Because Alex is going to win it.
Also, you're a bit of a gambling man.
Oh, I've already placed a lot of bets.
Across the board, or just a lot on Palou?
Palou to win, and then a lot of different horse racing style trifectas of who's going to come in second and third.
Ooh,
basically, everyone who's coming on the show, I'm betting to finish second or third at different places. I have a lot of chips on the roulette wheel.
Okay.
But all of them involve Alex Palou winning this race.
I like it.
Wow.
Very exciting.
A little basketball, and then talk to Newgarden, who's almost standing by. 2 Crew. I got some wait till you see my 2 Crew merch I got. It's great.
I caught a glimpse. It's hot. I'll tell you that.
We're starting in OKC, game 2. Brew and I at the airport restaurant. SGA had 30, Wemby had 21. I had some of Bruce's fries.
You did.
De'Aaron Fox didn't play. Dylan Harper and Jalen Williams both left the game with hamstrings. Hamstrings cannot get healed across the world nowadays. No. Series now tied. What was your number 1 takeaway from this game, bro?
Well, I had 2. All right. But one that I'll highlight first was Isaiah Hartenstein. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
He did a great job defending Wemby.
SGA disagrees.
Well, I watched that. I saw SGA say that. I think he was understanding Wemby's going to come out with a vengeance next. I really think that's what he meant. But the level of physicality that they let Hartenstein get away with was unbelievable. I can't see them doing that in San Antonio. And so that'll affect the game. But last night he did a great job. Also had like 8 offensive rebounds himself. So he did an excellent job, Hartenstein. But the main thing, you mentioned it, Wilds, the injuries. And you guys know I am very confident in San Antonio being better than Oklahoma City. Wow. However, if Dylan Harper, who injured his hamstring, as you said, if he can't come back and De'Aaron Fox can't come back, that is a lot to put on Stephon Castle. As you see, he's playing great outside of the 20 turnovers he has in the 2 games. And I'm giving him a little grace. Against most teams, I think it would be fine. Against Oklahoma City, with the way they come at you with all those defenders on the perimeter, that could change the entire
two-game
series.
stretch in playoff history.
Yeah,
so
I mean, he's been all.
I don't know how much grace you want to give him. I like
well,
the guy.
but I think he's played well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, he's averaging 21 points, 9.5 assists. Yeah.
And so I don't. And oddly, the turnovers haven't killed him. Like they won game one and they were in it in game two. So I think this series is going to be tied. Obviously, it's tied after 2 games. I think it's going to be tied after 4 games. I think it's going to be tied after 6 games. I think this is going to be a 7-game war. That's what I said at the beginning when I picked Oklahoma City. I still think that. I also, one of the reasons I think it's so, even though we can maybe, Brew and I in particular, can maybe go a little too far on it sometimes in leaning into the historical precedent for stuff, is because it allows you to watch some of these games and not be as surprised as it seems some of the younger fans are by, oh, wait, the Thunder's plan is to beat the hell out of Victor Wembanyama. Yes. And guess what? That is what everyone's plan with every superhuman size NBA player has always been. Shaq dealt with it. Wilt dealt with it in a different way. Like
honestly, superhuman. Jordan dealt with it. Sure. Michael Jordan dealt with it. The Jordan rules with the Pistons.
Right. So LeBron in a different way, as far as like the way to deal with a guy who has just such a physical edge, and I think Shaq is the best contemporary example, is we're going to foul him 30 times a game. And we don't think you're going to call it. And maybe you don't like it. And I have been very critical of some of the Thunder flopping stuff that goes hand in hand with how physical they are defensively. It feels extra unfair. But that is a smart strategy, and it is not unique to Victor. It is a compliment to Victor that's what they're going to have to do. The other part of last night that I think the history leans on is the injuries. Nobody, obviously, none of us want injuries to happen. But the inevitability of the 2-month absolute marathon to a championship, you losing different guys along the way and trying to be able to sustain it, is why winning a championship is so special.
Right.
It's why going back-to-back is so hard. It's why having sustained runs of excellence makes you the all-time greats. And so I feel badly for the players when they miss time, but that is part of what makes being the last team standing so special. And now we're going to get to, because Jay, you didn't mention it, or maybe you did mention it, Jalen Williams for the Thunder re-injured his hamstring. We're going to see how these teams can sustain it, and it's also why, and now obviously they're on the easier side of the draw, it's really good if you're the New York Knicks. Finish series early. Get rest. Because if both teams fully healthy, equal rest, week between games, the Knicks would have no shot of beating the Thunder or the Spurs in a 7-game series. But that's not how the playoffs work. And if it is that it's a 7-game war that I think leans Thunder, Brew thinks leans Spurs, and the Knicks have had a week off leading into it, and the other team comes in not fully whole, that's a way you can win a championship.
I think clearly the Thunder are more equipped to withstand the loss of Jalen Williams. A.J. Mitchell was holding his thigh yesterday. It looks like he's fine. That's huge for them. But bringing in Mitchell and Jared McCain, who's shooting 47% from 3 in the playoffs, they can survive without Jalen Williams. I'm not sure if the Spurs can survive without Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox.
You think they could survive without one of them, right?
Yes.
If Fox comes back full strength and
the hope, if you're a Spurs fan, is that Fox was sitting out game 2 because they had already got game 1. Give him a few more days rest.
But you don't expect to see Harper, right?
I wouldn't think so with a hamstring. No. I certainly hope to, but I wouldn't expect it.
Okay, coming up now, Game 3 in San Antonio tomorrow night. Coming up right now. Oh, this is a real treat. 2-time Indy 500 champ, my guy, founding member of the 2 Crew, Josef Newgarden. Joseph, I was like, if we've got Newgarden coming on the show, we went to the shop, got the 2 Crew gear. I'll be wearing. I was like, can I wear this on the show? I was like, no, you should still wear your normal outfit. Joseph,
you don't know how excited he is to see you.
Well,
when he got this jersey, he went crazy.
I'm thrilled.
don't know if I can. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now we got you.
Yeah, we're back.
My guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you for being a customer.
So, Joseph, you probably think this is your first time meeting Kevin Wildes.
No, that's not true.
But no, I said he probably thinks it.
He doesn't remember when you met the first time.
hurt my feelings.
No. A couple years ago, you had a brief conversation with him in a hallway at our office that he brings up to this day.
Yes,
No, I remember this. Yeah.
Okay,
I vaguely remember this.
Vaguely remember.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
I want to ask you about last year's race.
Yeah.
So you're trying to become the first guy ever to win 3 in a row. You get, unlucky, I'll call it, where you have to start in the back of the pack. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, he might do it. Like you had you had gotten, I think, as high as 5th or 6th in the race, fuel pump issue, and it kills your day. In a weird way, did that experience, while I'm sure incredibly frustrating, give you even more confidence about how much success you have had and can continue to have at this very racetrack?
Yeah, it's amazing. Hopefully I sound okay here. I'm trying to understand the feedback of my headphones here.
No, sounds great.
This place I love it. I love sports. I live for the big moments, and it does not get bigger in motorsports than the Indianapolis 500. You guys know, you've seen this crowd. And that's what makes it so tough. It's the pressure of it. We call it a Super Bowl, our Super Bowl, and it essentially is. But the tough thing and the difference between the NFL Super Bowl and this Super Bowl is that if you have something happen to us like it did last year, you have a part failure that's out of your control, you don't get to just go back out and try again the next quarter or, have a better second half. I mean, if it takes you out, you're done. And that's it. You can be the best driver in the day, you can be the best team, and you can have something outside of your control rip it away. So it's a very tough race to get right. But I have high confidence in driving around here in my team, and you have to. I mean, you got to walk out and be ready for the challenge and embrace it. You got to embrace the pressure. And it's my favorite part, honestly. I mean, for me, it is a huge honor to be out there, and I love doing it. Love trying to get it right.
You obviously won it in 23 and 24, going for the three-peat last year. Alex Palou gets that, and he's on a roll. What's the rivalry like now between you two guys, and how will that come out to play on Sunday?
I kind of like what they're doing to him right now. They're building him up so high. I don't think they can build him higher right now. I mean, he can only go down, right? So, no one needs to talk about us. I mean, we've been good. I think we're going to be good here. But, I'm happy to not be, in the conversation, and we'll sneak attack right there.
He's like the evil empire now. You knock him out, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, he's excellent. He's certainly one of the best we've seen in our sport. Very consistent. I mean, this guy is just, you point him and he goes right where you set the target at. So you got to give him a lot of respect. Also, it's a team sport. People don't understand in racing, from the outside, it looks like it's just the driver. Is he fast? Is he not fast? It's so much more than that. And what they've got going on right now is Alex and his team with Chip Ganassi Racing, they're in a good window right now. They're clicking perfectly. They're making great cars. They're making almost perfect decisions every single race, which is very tough to do. And they're executing on it. So, I still bet it for us and Team Penske. If I'm going to show up to this track, I know what my team's capable of. And it's about positioning. This race more than ever, you got to give yourself an opportunity to win it. It sounds like a simple statement, but it's kind of a journey to get to the end, and then you got to be in the right position at the right time just to have a shot to maybe win it. So that's really the challenge of this race. And then if you get yourself in that position where you go, okay, we're in the conversation here with 5-10 laps to go, and we're in position, then you got to close the deal. And that's the second part of the equation that you got to get right.
Did you were in a bit of a winning drought last year. Getting close, a few unlucky wrecks, and then you win the final race in Nashville. You came back, you won a race already this year, season's still early. Was that momentum from the final race last year, did you carry that into this year? Can you carry that into this race?
Yeah, we had a bizarre 2025. We had a tough event here for the Indianapolis 500. We got kind of shattered with, we were going for the three-peat. I thought we had a great opportunity. I think we were on track to be there in the finish and fight for it. And then the rest of the year, the only way I can describe this to people was like every time I walked around a corner, it was like someone was ready to hit me with a bat. It was just like I didn't know what else could happen.
Sometimes it wasn't your fault. See, I'm on it.
It was crazy. It was a tough year. So, we got to the finale there last year in Nashville, and we ended up winning a race finally. and I was completely numb to it. Like,
really?
I almost didn't care that we won the race. I was more elated that the season was over. I was like, thank goodness this year is over with. It was just that bad and miserable. But it was rewarding for the team. You know, there's a lot of effort that goes into it. So to reward them with a win was big. Momentum is a thing. It's in all of sports. It's certainly a part of our sport, too. But I don't know that we needed that. I mean, for us to have a reset and to restart the year and go, look, we closed the book on 25. Let's go to 26. I think that was a bigger deal for us than anything.
I want to talk about the way you won the 2 Indy 500s. Before I do that, I have to tell you what I was thinking while you were explaining that.
Sure.
The Chiefs are going to be so back. He just explained it. Going for a three-peat, believe you're going to do it. The emotional devastation of we were so close to doing something no one's ever done, and it led to an off year where it felt like anything could go wrong would go wrong. It's what happened in Kansas City. New year this year for them. New year. They are so back. You're back.
That.
Listen, I'm a Palou guy, but he's 2 Crew guy, but you're back as well. That's very exciting. Sorry, that's just what I was thinking about. I was like, you guys are doing the same thing. Nobody's ever three-peated.
I love the energy, though. I'm a Chiefs guy.
Yeah, how could you not be? Your greatness, respect greatness.
I do. I really do. I was a Patriots guy, too. I mean, I don't have, like, one allegiance, so.
Back when the Patriots were awesome.
I don't know how you can't appreciate Tom Brady. I mean, he's just amazing. The whole team, too.
So can we talk about the
Nick's ready to move on after that.
Yeah, I got my Chiefs ticket. I knew, but I want to talk about the way you won your 2 Indy 500s.
Yeah.
2023 was the pit lane overtake, right?
Yes. Which they made illegal
you're
now.
Not allowed to do.
Yeah.
So usually stave off Ericsson, who's a champion, doing that, and then they literally changed the rules to be like, you can't do that anymore. Is that kind of high on your personal resume of, I did such a sick move that they were like not allowed to do it?
I got to tell, both 500s I'm so proud of.
Yeah.
You know, I knew that, look, we all knew the situation, and this is what it turns into. It's exactly what I was explaining to you. You have to put yourself in position where you're in conversation. You're just that top 2 or 3 cars are the only ones that are going to really have an opportunity in a shootout. Okay, and it's really between the top 2. So if you get yourself there, then it's about winning the duel. Then it turns into, okay, who's going to get it right? And I knew for sure you could, as most drivers do, that if you do the right move off the final corner, you can probably hold someone to the line. And probably the best way to do it is just to break the draft, going most aggressive to the left. I get no one like that. I actually like the rule change. I think it's a good thing from a safety standpoint. But it was allowed back then, so I did it. And then the year afterwards,
when you overtake Pato, right?
You win it last lap, almost last corner, outside move. It's like just the coolest way you can win the race. You know, I mean, you take any win any way it comes, but if you're going to dream it up, nice. I mean, 24 for me was, it cannot get better than that. It was so cool.
Right. Well, I want to take it back to the football because I saw some footage of you. Now, this is old. This is 11 years ago. You at the NFL Combine. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, did you ever play football?
I didn't, no.
Because you've been a great athlete in a lot of different sports.
Well, I was a basketball player. I stopped playing when I was 15 because then I was racing karts and I didn't want to do anything after that. I wish I actually took myself a little more serious. Like, you see I'm tripping here on this 40.
What was that about, a 4.2, 4.3?
Oh, I wish. You know what? I'm not joking you. I think I could put up a 4.7, 4.65.
That's not bad.
I'm not kidding.
You're a legit natural athlete, though. Like,
I think I could have, if I would have applied myself to various sports, I think I could have been okay. It's hard to say. You know, I don't want to put myself up on, you know, some position that I shouldn't be on, but I always enjoyed athletics. I enjoyed sports. If I wasn't racing cars, I'd have to compete in something. I just respect it so much, and it's what gets me going. The only thing that's a little different to our sport, we're a team sport, as I was explaining to you. But that team camaraderie, the way you interact with everyone, it's a little different than something like football. You know, football, you really get that, like, you are with your team. You're going into battle together. I still have that in racing, but it's not quite the same as stick and ball.
Probably more like baseball, kind of an individual team sport. Like,
I actually think that's a very good comparison. It's much more like that than a football.
Joseph, I was watching their YouTube video about qualifying, and Luke Mason was graphics as race engineer and Joseph's work wife.
Yeah.
That you guys are just like locked in together. Can you tell me about your team and,
oh my gosh,
your engineer?
They're just the best. You know, and this comes back to the sports discussion. It's why I love sports. I show up because I want to win with my team. I really do. I mean, you know, driving, you know, it's just you inside the cockpit, but we're all working on this thing. And it gives me so much joy when we win a race and someone people don't realize too, there's a lot of races I win that it had nothing really to do with me. Sometimes we have an excellent pit stop at the right time, or we make a strategy call that was just the perfect call, and we end up winning the race. And I don't care who makes the winning play. When you're part of a team, you just want to see someone make that winning play because we all win together. But Luke Mason's my engineer. He's definitely described as my work wife. He texts with my actual wife more than he does me. So they know each other, my real wife, my work wife. They're cool with it. But we spend a lot of time together, and that relationship is so critical. I mean, I guess in the NFL, it'd be like the quarterback being aligned with his offensive coordinator. That relationship is so critical. I mean, they're gaming everything out. And look, the offensive coordinator is going to lean on their quarterback too and go, look, you got to run the show. You're going to see something that I can't. But they're constantly working on what's the strategy? What do we need to be going at? How's the game shifting? What are we looking at now? The second quarter versus the first quarter, or second half versus first half, and that's our relationship, and it's got to be super tight and correct. I mean, basically now, it's just the enunciation and the way that I speak to him. He can tell where we're at with the race car. Nice. I mean, that's the type of level that you get to with these people.
I'm telling you, win number 3. You got to get on board.
Well, I did like that he said he's a Chiefs fan. I also like the excellence. I got to tell you, KW's been so almost protective of you, like you're his guy. We all kind of had to stray elsewhere.
2 crew.
Yeah.
Get ready. Starting at, where were we starting? 23rd, the scenic route you tweeted.
Don't matter. It's the fun way. Fun way to the front.
IndyCar champion from 2008, Scott Dixon, joins the show. Thank you, Joseph. Best of luck.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
Hi, Diva. It's Rachel.
And Jordan. Yeah, hi. Quick question.
Why are you not spending your Venmo balance?
Yeah, we're concerned.
You can, buy stuff with it.
Ugh, you love buying stuff.
And earn cash back on eligible purchases.
You love purchasing eligible things.
So the money your friend sent you yesterday, that's today's ramen or rideshare or eye patches.
The skincare kind, not the pyro kind.
Spend with Venmo, then you can earn cash back with Venmo Stash. Venmo Stash bundle terms and exclusions apply. Max $100 cash back per month. See terms at venmo.me/stash terms. ID verification required to use a Venmo balance.
Welcome back to First Things First, live from the Indianapolis 500. Joining us now, which is 24th Indy 500, 2008 winner, and newly knighted.
Yeah.
Scott Dixon.
Sir Scott Dixon.
Do we call you Sir Scott Dixon? And can you tell us the story? Because I was like, hey, Scott Dixon is a knight.
Yeah.
So before we talk about Indy, let's hear about him and the swords. And our producer's like, yeah, we can't find video of him in the swords. How did you become a knight?
I should have brought the swords with me.
Yes.
No, it was totally unexpected, but it was in the New Year's honors list, knighted by the king. I actually haven't done the ceremony yet, so
gotcha.
I think you can do the ceremony in New Zealand or in England at the castle or Windsor Castle.
Yes. You will do it?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I do it in New Zealand. I'd kind of like to do it back home, because that's where the honor is.
Yes.
But obviously, I think there would be nothing quite like doing it at Windsor Castle or Buckingham Palace. So, yeah.
What was your feeling? I mean, like you said, you weren't expecting it. They kind of just reached out to you. You've accomplished many great things that we'll get into, but what did it feel like when you found out you're going to be a knight?
Well, I thought it was spam. You get an email, and basically they are just asking, if you get this honor, will you accept it? And you kind of got to go through this kind of vetting kind of portion of it, and then you don't really actually know. There's like an embargo put on it with about 2 weeks out where you have to do a bunch of media hits locally in New Zealand, and that's kind of when you know you get it. But nobody else knows. My wife knew. Very few people in my family, but nobody knows.
None of the other nights.
New Year's on none of the other nights. No, exactly. Even when you're going through that period, you're kind of asking like, who else is getting this year? But cool. You never hear about it. But crazy. Not something I ever expected. Motor racing is big in New Zealand. It's a very big sport. You've probably got rugby is probably our largest. You got sailing, and then cricket. Cricket's the second largest sport in the world, and then racing. Motor racing has always been huge for New Zealand. It's only a small country
country, 5 million people. But no, it was cool. It was cool to see motor racing get the recognition it should.
It's also a nice one-up to have on Steven Adams.
Yeah.
Because he's all over. You fly in New Zealand, Steven Adams doing all the ads. He's all over the billboard. And all that stuff. It's like, it's just Steven Adams. He's not Sir Steven Adams.
Not yet. Not yet. You know, maybe I can help him out there. You know?
So you won this race in 2008. You also have won the championship of the series 6 times. You won, I think, 4 championship series before you went to IndyCar, like the series you were on before. But you've won championships all over. There is certainly an argument to be made that you're the greatest IndyCar driver of all time. At this race, you have, I don't know if you know how many records you have. Most laps ever led is you. Most races ever led is you. You're going to pass Al Unser Sr., pardon me, for most miles raced in this race, you know, God willing, in this race this coming Sunday. Yet you've won it the one time and dominated the sport for 20 years. Does that speak to a little bit of the randomness of this specific race? Are there moments you look back to and like, gosh darn it, I could have 4 of these things? Yeah. Like, how do those two facts come together?
I think what it clearly shows is that I'm not very good at leading the right lap. You know, was 677 laps led here, which is insane. You know, I think there's even crazier stats maybe for the 4-time winners that have led very few laps around here. So for me, this place owes me nothing, man. It's a privilege to be here. I love being here. I love competing on in the world's largest race, biggest race in the world. It just, hasn't worked out a couple of times. I think I've finished second here 5 or 6 times, which those are definitely hard to swallow. And some of them have finished under caution. You can even race it, that it just wasn't, just finished the way it did. So, no, I'm proud of what we've achieved, but, man, I'm hungry for that second one. Maybe this weekend.
It might be.
I don't know how much we talk in other sports so much about legacy and who's the GOAT and these things. I don't know, A, how much you care about that. But B, I do wonder if you feel like, given the fact you're a 6-time overall champion with 3 second places and 7 more thirds, so you have 13 some seasons of either winning the season-long championship or coming close, that if you got a second Indy 500 and you had an insane gap between the victories, that would maybe stamp you as the greatest IndyCar driver ever?
Yeah, trust me, I don't really focus on those things. Unfortunately, the things that keep me up at night are the other losses. That's all I really ever think about is the ones that kind of got away, which is, definitely big for fueling the fire and wanting to come back and wanting to come back for more. But no, it's motor racing. It's an unfortunate sport where you actually lose a lot more than you win. We've had our ups and downs. We've had huge accomplishments. We could tie, if we win the championship this year, we could tie, AJ Foyt for, the most victories. We're chasing down, hopefully, the most victories for race wins, at 59. AJ's the only one, ahead of us. So, no, I don't know. For me, it's just about this weekend. It's about trying to win this weekend. If we can't win this weekend, we'll be moving on to Detroit in a week's time and trying to win that one as well. But how cool is it, man? I'm a race car driver. I get to do one of the best jobs in the world, and I've been doing it for a long time, and hopefully that continues for a while more.
Since you last won here in 2008, how much has the sport changed? I imagine a great deal.
Yeah, big time. I think the popularity is it's been interesting. It's kind of, gone up and down a little bit, I think, throughout the years. I think right now with the partnership with Fox, they've done a tremendous job of pumping it up, getting where it needs to be. The TV numbers are, going through the roof from what we had previously seen. I think IndyCar was much bigger than NASCAR, before the split in 95, so it's taken a time to really kind of sort itself out, see where it needs to be, chase the markets that really work well. We're going to have, a race in Washington, D.C. this year. Like, it's insane. Some of the races that we're doing now, the new one that we had also earlier in the year in Arlington, which was, Dallas Cowboys and the Rangers, it was fantastic. So it's definitely in a great spot. It's getting the recognition that I think IndyCar really deserves.
The track hasn't really changed in your 23 times that you've run it. How have you changed? What have you learned? Did you learn things last year? Did you learn things in race number 23 that you didn't know in race number 22?
For sure. I think you're constantly learning. Like, even tomorrow when we're back on track, you're going to be learning something different. I think what's really interesting about motor racing, the goals might be similar every year, but honestly, how you achieve it and how you get there are very different. You know, even the weather conditions on Sunday could drastically change, you know, what you need to do, how you need to prep, how you need to focus and what you need to focus on strategy-wise and how the race is going to play out. So that's what actually, for me, keeps it so fresh, is that you're never chasing the same thing. Yes, you're chasing wins and a championship and, you know, an Indianapolis 500 win, but how you achieve it is very different each year.
Last year, we had your teammate, Alex Palou, on, and I asked him a similar question that I was asking you about the greatest drivers, the people he's trying to chase down. And he just, before I could even finish the question, said, Scott Dixon's the greatest driver ever. As you watch him have this brilliant, I can't even call it start to a career because he's been doing it long enough, just brilliant career, but still so young. What do you attribute his unique level of success to, and how far do you think he can continue it?
Yeah, it's been exceptional. You know, I think to watch, you know, I think his progression, you know, even before he was at our team, you know, how quick he was out of the gate. You know, I think what makes Alex so good is that he's so well-rounded. You know, there's no kind of weakness to him. And I think you can see that whether it's in qualifying to race strategy, to fuel saving, to looking after the tires. He's a very smart person. He's very intense, and he's a quick study. He studies a lot. You know, it's all about the game of trying to, you know, get the most out of it. And you know, I think he's with a great team. You know, Chip Ganassi and all of his people that work at CGR are very good at being open book and trying to make you learn and trying to better yourself. You know, I remember walking through the doors at CGR in 2002, and all anybody ever spoke about was winning, you know, and it's so infectious, and that's what makes this team so good. But Alex is, he's on a roll right now, and trust me, there'll be 32 others trying to stop him this weekend. But kudos to him, man. He's been crushing it, and it's great to see just what he has achieved.
Before you go, Scott, I'm going to put you on the spot. Taking yourself out, who is on your Mount Rushmore of IndyCar drivers?
Ooh. Oh, that's a tough one. You know, it's hard to, you know, overlook AJ Foyt, you know, Mario, Andretti, you know, the Unsers. The list, you know, Rick Mears, especially at this place, you know, teammates I've had with Dan Weldon and Dario Franchitti and, you know, TK. Alex Palou right now. We need a very large...
I was going to say, there are only 4 on Mount Rushmore.
I know. Mount Rushmore. But what about you guys? Who's your picks for the race? Come on.
I mean, I'm going to... You're sitting right here.
I picked you last year.
Sorry.
I thought I had it, but I was a year early.
I think Alex is pretty hard. I think Alex is pretty hard to stop.
Yes.
And what you guys are able to do as a team, combined with he's on the pole, like I think he's probably the smart bet. I also think that there is... Not just because you're sitting here.
No, come on, man.
No, but
you're giving him more motivation.
Well, I wanted to know, but I did want to. It leads well to the last question I had, which is a couple of the records you have that I didn't mention was 8 straight years, and that's active of finishing the race. I know last year you didn't get to run the full 500 miles, but you finished the race. Prior to last year, 7 straight years of running the full 500 miles, which to me speaks to the experience and an ability to make sure you're staying out of the, you know, the potential perilousness early, which gives you a chance late. Mm-hmm. How much of that this last decade is skill and guile and expertise, and how much of it is maybe a little luck involved there? Because that's remarkable, given that it does feel like some of this race is randomness of the guy in front of me screwed up and I got wrecked.
Yeah, it's you know, I think there's so many things out of your control, and that is what is so tough at this race. And, you know, there's the old saying that, you know, she picks the winner for sure. You know, there's different scenarios, whether it's a late race caution. At least now, you know, I think through the changes that they've done, you can at least race those laps out. You know, what was it, 2-3 years ago, we had just an out lap and everybody was on it to try and decide the winner. So, no, you got to, you know, as I've said many a times, you've got to have the perfect race, and then that will give you only a shot at trying to win it. So unfortunately, there's probably going to be 5 to 10 of those people that have that chance because they've run the perfect race and they can fight at the end. You know, I just hope we're going to be in that situation. But I think this is going to be a dogfight, this one. It's going to be down to the last minute, you know, last lap, you know, maybe the last straight here. So so you got Palou. Who'd you have? You had me last year. So
I had you last year. I'm thinking Pato this year.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good bet.
I'll take you, Scott. If nobody...
You just told Newgarden you had him.
Whoever's sitting in that seat, he's picking.
Okay, so what I heard is nobody picked me.
No, I've got you now.
Our final guest today is Stingray Robb. KW's going to pick him too.
Stingray Robb starting in the back. Stingray, if he's charming, I'll be like, Stingray, you got a shot, baby.
He's charming.
Let's go. Scott, best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
More first things first, live from the Indy
I got to tell you, Helio might get his...
Elliot, he's won 4 times.
For sure. He's looking strong. He's looking real strong.
Thank you, Scott. Good luck. Welcome to First Things First, live from the Indianapolis 500. Joining us now, friend of the show, 4-time Indy 500 champion and a great dancer. It's Helio Castroneves. Helio, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I like the little great dancer, you know.
I went back and watched him. You're
crazy,
really,
right?
Oh, you're
man, let me tell you. I asked a lot of my friends, hey, did you watch me dancing? They're like, no. So you didn't? I watched her dancing, not you. I said, okay, you're my friend. You're my friend. Good job.
You're all the factoids that are in the the info packets on. He was like, hey, he's the oldest driver.
He doesn't
he's
like
50,
that one. He's mad
not only 50, not only 51. Elio, they're like 51 and 14 days. Like, and don't forget the 2 weeks. So belated happy birthday.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, oldest driver. I was like, all right, and you just mentioned the youngest driver to win back to back. So why don't you guys put that back over there?
I guess that's old news at this point.
Oh, that's old thing.
But it's funny. On that note, it's not only back to back. You won your first 2 Indy 500s ever.
That's right.
And then your third, you almost won to become the first person ever to three-peat. You went first, second in your first 3 Indy 500s. So we're going back to, a slightly younger Helio Castroneves. Did you think, I don't know why everybody thinks this race is so hard.
Just winning.
I know, right?
Everybody talks about what a minefield this race is. It seems pretty easy to me.
Well, I guess the time everything was happening, I was driving for Team Penske as well, and they won 19, these days. But for me, the tools that they gave me, the opportunity, I just took advantage of it. In fact, the third one that I was supposed to win, they finished second. I had the best car, like by far anybody, and I ended up finishing second place. So that's why sometimes I say, this place is not about just having a perfect car or everything like that. The place picks who is going to be the winner. Because I also had a situation in my second win that I was going to be a lap down. And what happened? I took a gamble and won the race. So all of this, this place is magical. This place is the day when you come over here, the day 350,000 people screaming and with the energy. It's absolutely incredible. And it's true. I mean, sometimes people say, that's just a myth. I said, no, it is. The way I see it, that's the way I feel it. And but now I feel great. I feel great because I have the same group on the Cliffs Machine car for this year. We're looking good, looking strong. And I can't wait, buddy.
We joked about the age, but if you do win it on Sunday at 51, Unser's got the record right now, 47.
Right.
What would that mean to you, though, to win it at 51 years old?
Your fifth one.
And fifth, which is unprecedented. Yeah, both of those.
It means that I gotta teach those kids how to win a race. You know, I gotta say it means a lot. Obviously, all joke aside, the age is just a number. To be honest, these days, I mean, we all feel so much stronger with technology, the food, how you take care of yourself. You see a lot of the players, not only tennis, basketball, they're going super far than what used to be in the past, right? In my case, I can even push the limit because I'm not the one pushing the car, the car is the one riding the car. So I feel that when you come to a place like this, that it's not only you being brave, it's more about to being, calculated risk. And when you put those experiences together, when you want to put the car in the position to win. You know, and that's what I keep telling my crew right now. I said, guys, I don't want to be the fastest pit stop every time we go out there, but I want to be consistent, because that's what's going to put us. Everybody's going to make mistakes, including us. But let's make this mistake not be a huge mistake, or let's try to make it early so that you can recoup towards to the end, because the end, it's where it's
savvy veteran. It's a savvy veteran move. Last year when we had you on the show, same spot, we talked about how your experience and everything, and you said, I'm still learning. Is there any, you came in 10th last year.
Right.
Is there anything specific that you learned last year that you'll apply to this year's race?
Yeah, last year we had the hybrid, right? So I did make some mistakes of my own. In fact, sometimes when you're going to, because you have two areas that you can regen and deploy, right? And I'm not sure if the fans understand that, but when you're out there right there, you can actually use that tool to gain a little extra horsepower and put yourself in a better position. Sometimes on the heat of the moment, you see the guy back, or you getting close to the guy. So instead of pressing the right button, I pressed the wrong button. I was like, oh man, that's not good. So this year, familiarizing with this, the tools that I have, it's much better. Also, make some very small mistakes on the strategy that we were supposed to be much better. So all of that, it was a big learning curve, right? And this year, I feel so good with the car, and that's what I keep telling the guys. Let's not miss this opportunity, because when you have a car, a good balance like that, it's not very often that you do that. Even for me, that I have experience, you got to take advantage. So let's be sharp, razor sharp, make sure that we understand every little bit, pay attention. If you have questions, raise your hand. Do not let anything pass by, because it's too good to be true.
So let's go back to your fourth victory, 2021. It also, I believe, is the record fastest Daytona 500 winner ever. Was you that race? It also
Indy 500.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I apologize. Fastest Indy 500 winner ever was you that race.
No, because I did the Daytona as well.
No. Yeah,
I'm like,
you won 3 straight 24 hours of Daytona, either the next year or starting around the same time.
That's right.
We can talk about that in a bit. But it also was a very interesting finish to the race, because you guys all of a sudden, when you're coming down the final stretch, there's lap traffic all over the place.
Correct.
Can you take us through your feelings, call it the final 2 laps of that race, when you know I'm winning, maybe it's in your brain, this would tie the record, I've got control of it, and then you realize I'm going to have these guys that I'm going to have to navigate or maybe even use to my advantage?
So the entire race, I had control. I knew what I need to do. I was saving fuel. I was kind of like playing a little bit of just waiting. I didn't want to lead, because I didn't want to show my hands to everyone else. My goal was actually to pass on the last lap. I was waiting for the last lap to pass. However, one of the situations that when I was actually, me and Alex together, I noticed there was a car in front of him. And that's when his car was becoming a little bit faster. So I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Until that point, I had the control. Now I lost a little bit of the control. So I realized that car came to the pits. We're back again to the game. So I realized there was a difference. So when it came 2 laps to go, I saw traffic in front of me. And then I said, you know what? This is my time to make a move, because now I'm going to be faster than him. And that's exactly what happened. So he wouldn't have a chance.
Wow.
One thing that actually caught me a little bit of surprise, I thought it would take a little longer to catch the traffic, but we ended up catching them in actually turn 3. I'm like, whoa, okay, we got too fast here. But I knew exactly what I have to do, and as soon as I finished turn 4, I saw the finish line. I'm like, yeah, today's the day. Let's celebrate.
You, Helio, 4-time runner-up in the Indy Series. Would you trade one of your Indy 500 wins
Absolutely
for the
not.
Astor Cup?
Absolutely not. There's no way. I mean, look, people asking me, what did it change in your life when you win the Indy 500, right? My name. They don't introduce me anymore my name. They introduce the Indy 500 champion. Yeah. So just for that, I would not trade my second win of anything else for this race.
Quickly switch gears. What do you think about Brazil in the World Cup?
Well, we got Neymar, right? Neymar now is back.
I mean, it's nice that he's an icon. I don't know if he's still.
Some people is like super happy. Some people are like, come on. Look, the way I see it is energy. I think it's great that the energy is back because we have someone that has been to the World Cup. Doesn't matter. He's a talent guy, no question about it. If his condition is going to be good or not, that's like a different conversation. But I do believe for the group, we are not the strongest right now. That's my opinion, and that's what I'll be hearing the experts talking about. But having him just there, it could be a way of, getting a little extra boost.
A little spark.
For the team, so that hopefully we can make it happen.
Also, good camaraderie. He likes playing cards, hanging out with the guys, long time between games.
I don't think that's a...
What do you mean?
Playing cards deep into the night is a...
It was good enough for Michael Jordan. It's not good enough for me. So, listen, we started off joking or poking fun at the graphic, saying you could be the oldest driver to win the race. But here's what's definitely true. You had a Hall of Fame resume a decade ago. You won your record-tying fourth Indy 500 5 years ago. Yet not only are you still here and still contending, but, and this is where my head was before, you just a few years ago completed a three-peat of the 24 Hours at Daytona. You just a couple years ago went back-to-back at the Petit Le Mans, correct?
That's right.
So what that speaks to me is, you just bleeping love racing in every different form. Do you consider yourself, before you consider yourself anything else, just a race car driver? And that no matter how old you get, you're going to be racing cars in some series, in some format? Can you conceptualize a life post-racing?
I think I'm a late bloomer. Everything's happening a little late in my career. Well, look, when I was driving for Team Penske for 21 years, I was specialized just to the Indy car, and Roger was never a big fan of his drivers going to other cars, So, which is, I agree. If you hire to do something, you got to go and drive that car. So, in my case, now that I'm having opportunity to go to different series, go to different cars, and become a better driver, because you're only going to be a better driver if you try in different areas, if you try different cars. So last year when I had the opportunity to do the Daytona 500, man, that was fantastic. Unfortunately, they don't allow you to practice. So I went in right away like, man, this is crazy. I was looking around and cars all over the place. I'm like, all right, take it easy. But I love it because it's something that, yes, it's in your DNA. I enjoy very much to be around racing because that's what I've been doing my entire life. But when you have that experience and an opportunity actually to learn and be better, why not, right? So it doesn't matter. But that's why I said age is obviously something that you got to consider. But, man, I like to be in shape. I like to obviously, when I drive a race car, not thinking about I'm tired or not. So that's why when you come, IndyCar is so hard. The steering wheel is so stiff. So I never lost any focus all these years that I've been doing one-off, thinking about next year I'm going to come back.
Did you say the steering is so stiff?
So heavy.
Yeah, so what do you explain for the audience, who most of them probably hasn't driven?
We don't have a power steering wheel like your car, no, every ordinary car. So and most of the race cars, it's like that. I think it's the only one is IndyCar that doesn't have, or sprint cars, they don't have a power steering wheel. So when you come to the corners, all those front wings and the rear wing that you have in the car, it pushes down the car, creating that. We're talking about 2,000 to 3,000 pounds of downforce translated to the steering wheel. So when you turn, man, it's like, you're really making this force. Obviously, here in the oval, all the suspension, the steering, the car is all crooked like this. So when you're actually in the straightaway, you're turning right. So to hold the car, but when you turn left, it helps. Now, when you go into street course, road course, man, it's a heaviest. This is super heavy. So for me, always thinking about that, because when you're talking about 2.5 hours to 3 hours of racing, plus your mind is so focused. Every lap you're hitting the same spot. If you go a little bit wide, it can be at the end of the day.
That's really interesting about the toughness of the steering. Yeah. So you're starting in the fifth row, 14th position. What is your strategy out of the gate from that position?
So restart and restarts going to be extremely important this year for several things. It's hard to pass. Now, when you go into, the whole scenario, getting draft, everybody together, and 3 wide, you want to make sure you have yourself clear. Plus, there is a lot of young guys that take a lot of risk. And the problem with that, it's not about taking a risk. The problem is a necessary risk. Sometimes it's like first lap, third or whatever, 15 lap into the race, and they decided to make some move that you're like, dude, it's 200 laps, right. Man. Relax, That move you got to do like 10 laps to go, right. Not on the 15. And then all of a sudden put you in a position that you can end your race and his race, right. And that's it. Right. So you need to, and that's one thing for me when I do one-off. I don't know much of those competitors because I don't race with them during the season. So I need to watch it, understand, the aggressiveness of each one. But hopefully they'll be smart enough to understand that when you have someone with more experience, take a lead or understand or follow until you feel comfortable make a pass or not. But that's the only thing. It's kind of sometimes outside of my control.
Just excellent. Helio, best of luck.
Yes.
Thank you again. Pleasure. It's great seeing you.
Great to see you.
And guess what, guys?
What?
I have a new pick for the Indy.
I like it. There we go.
For First Things First, live from the Indy 500 after the break. Oh, we're pounding the desks. We're live from the Indianapolis 500, second hour of First Things First. First hour, a home run. Checkered flag, basically.
It was great. Aside from your lack of take integrity,
I'll be honest with you guys. I'm just picking.
Everybody who comes out here, he's picking to win. So he's going to pick.
I don't know how he's going to pick you guys. One, two.
No.
Which one you going to pick?
Well, this is challenging. I just know. Today, Pato O'Ward is coming up on the show. Friend of the show, Alex Palou is going to join us in a few minutes. But right now, Andretti Global teammates Marcus Ericsson and Kyle Kirkwood back on the show. Welcome, fellas. It's a pleasure to have you. Going to start off with a question that we talked about how we've had so many drivers on, and we were here last year. What is the balance for you on a strategy, your right mental mindset, and just being fortunate? We've heard a lot of like, you know what? If you do everything right, you also need just like Lady Luck to kind of like bless you this day. Right. How do you balance all that out in your brain?
I'll let you take that over. That was a lot of questions. Yeah, no, that's deep. I think the thing for me is like you got to put in the work and do the things to put yourself in a position to be fortunate to win, right? Like you put yourself there, and it's not only us, right? You have a team behind you. You're gonna be perfect on pit lane. You're gonna be perfect on your restarts, on all the things that goes on over those 200 laps. You got to be perfect to win this race, and sometimes you need a bit of luck to push yourself to that final first position, but it's a lot of things that goes into it. It's the hardest race in the world to win, and that's why everyone comes out there. This is why everyone wants to win this race.
And Kyle, I'll ask maybe a simpler question, but I don't know if it's simpler or not. How does team racing work? And I know that's like because you want to win, right? You want to win, but then you guys also have like these sub goals of making sure your team does well. How in action does that work?
That's it's a tricky subject, right? I mean, of course we're competitors, right? We want to beat each other, but not more than the competition. That's the way that you kind of have to look at it, right? We want to help each other out as much as possible, but when it comes down to it, if we're 1-2 coming into turn 4, we're not going to let each other try and win, Like that's kind of the mindset that you have. You help each other all the way to a certain extent, and then you hope that just brings the team and elevates the whole team, and then allow your drivers to fight for the win at the end. That's probably the best position to be in. But it is a little bit of a tricky thing, right? Because you're allowed to race your teammates, but if you take your teammate out and you crash, it's the absolute worst thing you could possibly do, right? So it's a finicky thing that you got to manage as a racing driver.
Marcus, when you won this race in 2022, like how did that change your life?
I mean, it's hard to take in, first of all. It took me a long time to sort of realize that I actually won the race. Like, it was just something you work all your life towards. Yeah. Like, from being 8 years old and starting with go-karts, like, dreaming about just participating in this race, but then seeing yourself drinking that milk and celebrating on the podium. It's just something that
when it happened for me, it was like, wait, did I actually do this? Is this real? But it's definitely put, it puts your name on that list of winners, and it's always going to be there. And whatever you do before or after in your career, you're always going to be a 500 champion. So it's done a lot. And also for my confidence, every time I come back here, I know that I have won this race. I know how to win this race, and that really helps me be strong in the month of May. But I've been second twice after that, and that's the things you think more about those times than the day you won, actually.
Right. So I just want to follow up with you quickly, Marcus, on the time you won, because if people don't remember the details of the race, it's very unique. With 6-7 laps left, you're up a ton by IndyCar standards. You're up, I think, 3 seconds on the field. Jimmy Johnson wrecks.
My teammate.
Your teammate.
Talking about teammate.
Your teammate wrecks, and all of a sudden you're going to have a red flag. It's red flag, and it's going to be a real race to the finish. What you end up winning. So, I guess all's well that ends well. But what are your emotions from the moment right before you hear the red flags coming through the moment of the restart? And, honestly, in the moment, how much of your brain is like, oh, my God, I had this thing won, and now it's going to be, potentially stolen from me?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough because I was, like you said, I had a gap that was big enough that that race was done. I was just counting down the laps, just wishing nothing's going to happen. And then it happens, and then you're like, oh, my God. And then you see it's your teammate. And Jimmy, it's like the nicest guy you ever meet. And then, in that moment, it was very tough, very tough. if I'd not won that race, I don't know if, we could have continued to be friends. I don't know. That was tough. But, yeah. Now, after the fact, it's fantastic that it happened because it showed, the finish of that race was fantastic. Me and Pato battling it out there on the last lap, and the way I won it was just made it extra special. But, of course, if I'd lost that race because of that red flag, that would have been a tough one to swallow. But, yeah, that's just how this race works out, right? Then the year after, I was also leading. Last lap, they pulled a red flag out of nowhere, and Josef got me on the last lap. So it's just... this race, you can never, ever be sure until you take that checkered flag because anything can happen.
Kyle, can I ask you about sort of your mental state during the race? We've been watching, the NBA playoffs, right? And one of our talking points has been Wembanyama plays better when he's angry or feels slighted. And then we'll watch other guys be like, this guy actually plays better when he's relaxed and kind of jovial. What is your mental attitude when you're locked in? Are you angry? Are you happy? Are you relaxed?
I try to be relaxed as much as possible. I think most racing drivers do, right? Because we're in a very risky sport. It's better to just be as relaxed and locked in as possible.
But how does that not feel like I'm relaxed on the couch? You know what I mean? How do you balance being relaxed and locked in? Because I think a lot of times those feel in conflict.
I think I consider relaxed locked in a way, because when I'm focused and nothing from the outside is able to pull me away from, or any distractions, right? Where you're just locked in, you're focused in on what you have to do in the race. You're focused on the strategy. You're focused on the cars that are around you, and you feel like you're just in this smooth state. That's the relaxed mode that I'm talking about. It's not, hanging out on the couch relaxed, right? It's more relaxed, things are clicking. That's probably the best state to be in. Although I'd have to say, when I'm angry, I do pass a lot more cars, but I typically take a lot more risk in doing so, which is this place, there is some risk for a reward here, but it's an endurance race. It's 500 miles here. You got 5 or 6 stops to get it done. It's about 3 hours. So you can't win the race in the first corner. So you got to be somewhat smooth and relaxed and precision-based to really win this race.
Speaking of demeanor and mindset, all that, Marcus, when you won in 2022, they gave you the nickname the Dragon.
Yeah.
Do you embrace that, and what is that kind of, you like that nickname?
I don't know.
Let's talk about the Dragon.
What's the Dragon? The Dragon was my move, I think, finishing off that race, just swerving back and forth, and I don't know if that's my nickname really, but I think
I've never heard that.
Actually. Maybe it's a new thing. No,
I like
it. There was they made this from that swerving that you see there. That was the Dragon. I don't know really. Is that a dragon going swerving?
Yeah. So I'll explain. We do that on purpose, right? Especially in the closing laps, because you're kind of breaking the toe and you're making cars scrub some speed while they're in the toe. The fastest way to go in a straight line is obviously in a straight line. Right. So by going back and forth, it kind of kills some of the speed from the car car behind makes it tougher for them. So maybe that's
so it sounds like you don't embrace it. Don't call him the dragon.
Kyle, your first 3 years on circuit, you had, I think, 2 wins. And I think you have 4 wins in the last 15 months.
Sounds about right.
Thereabouts. Is that better car, more experience, something clicked, or the natural progression of an athlete? What do you attribute it to?
A bit of everything, right? I think things are clicking. I feel like I'm driving better. I feel like our cars have gotten better with Andretti Global.
Better teammates.
Yeah, better teammates. Which is true. It's true. They push me along, right? But there's been a handful of things, right? I think in our first 2 years, the first year I won 2 races with the team. The next year we didn't win any, but we had like 5 opportunities to win, 5 really good shots at it, and since then it's kind of just built and accelerated, and we're moving along pretty good. We were leading the championship earlier this season, right, against Alex Palou, who's been the obvious guy that's been really tough to beat in this series, and we've been giving him a good fight for it all season long, and hopefully we can continue that trade as we move on to the further races.
Speaking of Palou, is he in your sights? Are you aware of where he is at all times? Are you aware of specific drivers, if they're in front of you, next to you, behind you, or are you just sort of running your race?
You try and run your race, right? But you also have to look sometimes at championship, and you got to understand how each driver drives. Just like in basketball or football, you kind of know what people's plays are, and you got to expect those things to come from them. And for us, that's kind of driving styles and racing, what racing moves you make, right? So you treat every driver a little bit differently, and then that also plays a role in the championship hunt as well. So in some ways, you always got that moment in the back of your head that you're focused on which driver it is. But you also have the demeanor of, we just need to win this race. You got a little bit of both.
And Marcus, you mentioned, coming in second a couple times after your win. When you're going for back-to-back, we had Josef on about an hour ago. I mean, I'm not trying to stir up controversy, but now I think you can say he cheated. He did something that's now illegal. We're
getting controversial over here.
It's called strategy.
He's a big Newgarden guy.
It's called strategy.
Is it legal now? I don't think it's legal now. But in seriousness,
no comment.
No.
You guys could say stuff, but we can't.
How you hear in sports all the time, Tom Brady talks about it, his 3 Super Bowl losses hang on him more than the 7 Super Bowl wins. Something like that. How long does it take you to get over being that close to going back-to-back? Or is it something that you move on from, but you never fully get over?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's always with you to some extent. I think that 23 was tough because it felt like it was taken away from me because I had that race sort of won until they changed the rules on the fly, which was tough to accept then. Still is. But still, it is what it is. You can't do anything about it. Last year was almost tougher because I felt like, you dwell in your head what you could have done different, right? Like when Alex got me there with 10 to go, what should I have done? I've played it in my head a million times. So, in some extent, that's tougher to go away from, but at the same time you learn from it, right? You're going to be better, you're going to be stronger from it, and I feel like I'm a stronger driver from those experiences going into this May.
With Alex last year, though, that was kind of shocking that he did it when he did it, right?
Yeah.
As a viewer...
he did surprise me for sure, and he caught me by surprise, but still, as a driver, you played it in your head, right? You think about what could I have done different? How should I play that if I got another chance to do it, and you try and learn from it, like I said. I watched it. Again, you study a lot, like me and Kyle, and every driver, you study the playbook. So I've studied that race a lot after. Last night, actually, I watched it back and sort of looked at different things throughout the race, but also in the end of the race to learn from it so I can be better this time around.
So Kyle, you have said recently you're not focused on the championship points. You're focused on winning each race. You're second, though, behind Palou in the points. How much would it mean, though, to dethrone him, and how much is that on your mind?
it's not really, it's on our mind, of course, and it's more on our mind outside of this race because this is a championship in itself, right? We work just as hard through the off season and season for this one event than we do for the 17 others. There's a lot of focus that goes into this one, and a lot of drivers will come up here, especially like if you speak to Scott Dixon, who's won 7 championships and won 500, he'll give up a few of his championships for another 500. That's how much this race means for us. So in many ways, this one we forget about points for, or who cares about the championship at the time. We're here to win this race. And then once Monday comes around after the race weekend, we'll start to focus on championship points once again. But that's the mindset you got to have for this race if you want to win. Because if I fall in the position where it's like, oh, Palou's out of the race, we can take a top 5 here, it'll be all good. I'll regret that for the rest of my life if I had a chance to win. So our mindset's win or go home.
Heck yeah, dude.
It's true.
Do we have 90 seconds?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that different though in other like you said, the 17 other races? Is there an element of weighing within a race? All right, I could, I have a 20% chance to maybe go win this race, but that adds a 20% chance that I don't finish because if I want to go for it on fuel or things like that, and I want to lock up a good finish for the season-long championship competition, like when outside of the Indy 500, how much does giving yourself the best chance to win an individual race weigh against the best chance to win the season-long points title?
I mean, it depends a bit how your season is going. I think for Kyle, obviously, he's in the hunt now, so he's going to have to weigh those risk versus reward. And, he's obviously, for me, I've had a couple of DNFs here lately, so I've lost some points. So for me, maybe I'll take a bit more risk to try and get that win and, get that big result. So I think it sort of depends on that. But coming back to what Kyle said, this is the race. This is the Super Bowl. This is the race. You're going to go, the winner takes it all here. The 2 times I finished second is like, yeah, good job, man. See you next year. It's like nothing. The winner takes it all here, and there's nothing else that you think about when you race here on Sunday.
Yeah. All right, fellas, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Best of luck,
guys. Thank you.
on Sunday.
Guys.
It's a pleasure. Coming up next, friend of the show, IndyCar champion, defending IndyCar champion, Alex Palou joins us.
Who?
One crunchy bite of a Hershey's Cookies and Cream Bar, and I'm taken right back to college move-in day. I was a little overwhelmed by the newness of it all. Boxes were everywhere, I needed a break from unpacking. But just as I was able to take a breath and open my Hershey's Cookies and Cream Bar, my new roommate Rachel walked in. I offered her a piece, but she said no. Then after a beat, she said, actually, those are my favorite ones. We laughed. The ice was broken, and we've been friends ever since.
Hershey's. It's your happy place.
Joining us now is friend of the show, Alex Palou.
The GOAT!
We put a little highlight video
My guy is here.
of his past appearances. Check it out. Now is 4-time IndyCar champion, Indy 500 winner. Alex Palou celebrated with the Astor Cup for winning the season. He did come in second to Josef Newgarden, who I'm just saying. One.
I don't like that introduction, but thank you so much.
Good to see you, champ.
Good to see you, too.
Great teammate. I feel like you guys could learn something from that. Great, absolutely a great teammate.
I picked you, I bet on you, I repped you, and now I bet on you 5-1. Made a lot of money. Well, I think you made more, but okay.
I'm ready to say, Palou guy.
No, you're not allowed.
Yeah, he got it. Yeah, he's going for wins, man.
Chiefs fans, I'm wearing the wreath. He's got the sick ring.
Brew declared, I'm a Pato guy from now on.
Well, look, Alex, here's the deal. Nick has hogged you.
He has to do that. That's part of his job, but I know he's pushing for me. With the 9th pick on Nick Wright's NFL Mock Draft 4.0, the Kansas City Chiefs select Ruben Bain Jr.
You know what I would do? I would have my teammates, I'd be like, here's the plan. You park in front of Palou. You want to try this one since it's already open?
No, I don't want to try your gross milk. I'm going to drink my own milk.
There's a layer of cream on top of the milk.
Guess what, buddy? We're not ordering.
Okay, here we go. Watch this. It's not coming out because there's a lot.
I think he tasted that cream. He tasted just said it.
I just said it.
There was a layer of cream.
Yeah, I know that.
He told you.
Have a guy who might go down as the greatest ever to be a friend of the show was really, really awesome. So thank you, man.
Friend of the show. Wow. Reigning IndyCar champ. Alex Palou is here. Well, welcome back.
See you again, brother.
Good to see you
Yes,
guys.
welcome back,
I'm
man.
great.
How do you feel about defending your title here?
I feel great, but I feel better that you guys are here on track. It's awesome. Normally we do it on video, and it's not the same. I like that you guys are here.
great.
Well,
Yeah.
so what's the difference between how you felt going into last year's race, where there was a growing monkey on your back of win all these championships, best driver in the world, can't win on an oval, much less win here, to since then, win on a bunch of ovals, win this race, and now you're in the pole?
It feels different in that way that I know that I can win on an oval. Like before, I always thought I could win, but until you don't do it on track for real, you don't realize that you can do it, right? So, I just feel a lot more confident with myself, with the team that we have. We're starting on pole as well. But at the same time, this race is a whole different animal. Like, it's not only about having a good car and having confidence and being good at it. Like, it's 500 miles. You need reliability. You need speed. You need a little bit of luck here and there. You need great pit stops, great strategy, and a little bit of luck. Like, that's. I think the track chooses a little bit the winner.
You are, we've been talking to several racers today before you, and right now you are just on the top, and they're all talking about you. You're stacking up wins, Indy 500s as well as championship series to surpass AJ Foyt in one or the other. Indy 500 wins or championship points championships. Which one would you rather have?
Both are pretty sweet. Can we do both at the same time or not?
You're on pace.
I don't know. I feel like, he won 7 IndyCar championships and 4 Indy 500s.
Yeah.
Like that, both numbers are insane. If we can get close to either or, I'll be happy.
Well, you're close to the 7, bro.
Yeah.
No, we're 4. Like,
you're
we're
at
not.
4. Well, you're at 4. You're leading right now. 4 is the second most. Like, you're tied. No, Scott Dixon.
Scott
that's
is 6. Yeah.
Scott is 6, and then there's a few other guys with 4. And I do, let's stay on the championships thing for a second, because the first time we ever talked, we asked you about, the greatest drivers ever, and you, I think, being a good teammate, but also being honest, Scott is arguably the greatest driver ever, certainly one of.
For sure.
How much of your, and I know you had success before you were teammates with him, but as you are now really just chasing kind of ghosts and chasing greatness, how much have you been able to learn from Scott and his legendary career?
Oh, everything. Like, I would not be here without him as a teammate. Like, I have been able to learn and get so much info from him, like how he works, how he prepares the car, how he thinks about the race, how he saves tires, fuel, blah, blah, blah. When you are able to be surrounded with one of the best, if not the best IndyCar drivers ever, you can learn so much if you ask questions and stuff. So I've always been super curious about how he does stuff. I still do to this day. Like, he's still in IndyCar. He's still my teammate, and he's still battling really, really hard. So I still try and get as much info as I can from him, because I know it's a one-off opportunity.
You won the pole. We ran it in the show. You were so excited about winning the pole.
Yeah.
And my takeaway from watching the video of you, like, freaking out was, obviously you were happy to get the pole, but it's almost like you were happy for the entire team.
Oh, yeah.
So can you tell me about, like, what it meant to your team to win the pole?
Well, there's 2 things there for that celebration. The first one is that we did not expect it. We did not know, or we did not think that we had the car to battle for pole. We were like, maybe it's like in between 5th and 10th, depending on if we have a good run or not. And then suddenly we're fighting for the pole, which is a big deal. But then my team, my crew has been working on these cars so much. Like, they have put so much effort on, like, making sure it's like all the everything fits perfectly, that everything runs as free as it can, just to get more speed. It's all about how good can the team prepare the car, and then how much am I willing to go trimming on like how much am I willing to race the car to get speed. So for me to show everyone that my team did the best job was just incredible, and to have them around me to celebrate.
What does that mean? how far you're willing to race the car?
So here at the Speedway, we on qualifying, if everything is good, you're going flat out for the 4 laps in qualifying. So how you get more speed is by trimming, by getting downforce out and drag out. But normally you get a lot more downforce out, which is basically the grip that we have, like how much speed you can roll into the corner without sliding and crashing, and losing drag so you can be faster on the straight line. So there's a point where you're going flat out, and to get more speed, you're like, okay, let's trim, let's get downforce out, but you're risking that you can crash the car. Yep. So once you are very confident with the car, you start trimming and trimming until you're the fastest or something else happens.
I mentioned that we've talked to several drivers, and they're talking about you being on top. Since you've become that guy, do you notice a difference in the way other drivers look at you? Is it deference? Is it fear? Is it dislike or anything like that?
I would say they don't like me for sure. No, like they don't. I think, and I understand, they want somebody else to win. They want themselves or someone else, but not me. But I think that's a really cool part of sport. Like, you never want the person or the team that is winning to win again. So I never thought I would be in this position. So I love it.
We had Josef Newgarden on earlier, and he said that you and your team were making a lot of good decisions. As you've become a better driver, do you feel like you're making better decisions or fewer bad decisions?
That's a good one. Probably both at the same time. Like, I think not making mistakes.
Like mistakes.
Yeah, it's big. Like, it's super easy to make a mistake. It's super easy to make an overtake and make a bad overtake or do a setup decision that it doesn't work. So I feel my team doesn't really make a lot of mistakes. We make fewer mistakes, but it's because we have so much, my team, my engineers, my mechanics, they have so much experience that it just translates into fewer mistakes. But then they make really good calls as well. Like, they make very good decisions.
For this race specifically, do you think you gain more knowledge from your win or from your close calls? Like, we just had Helio on.
Yeah.
He got you at the wire in 2021. You had a few other close calls. I know you had the one where you got wrecked on pit road. That's bad luck. But do you, when you're out there getting ready to go out there Sunday, are you drawing more from the success or the near misses?
No, always from the mistakes or the near misses, because you review that in your head so much. Like, you are like, man, what if I just did that different decision? What if I passed Helio a lap before or a lap after? Like, you always review a lot more when you do a mistake or when you miss something than when you have success. So I learned a lot from last year, but at the same time, I think the Indy 500 kind of teaches you and shows you different stuff every single year.
We see this in a lot of sports. You hear champions say about their regular season, whether it's when the Patriots had their run or the Chiefs had their run.
Had?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Chiefs run.
Oh, they didn't make the playoffs.
It's hard to go three-peat.
Teams that get used to winning. Part of the winning mentality is like, we go out, we expect to win. And we behave like we expect to win. When you are now, on this course, on the other courses.
He's won 11 of the last 23 races.
We expect you
It's a tiger versus
It's crazy,
the field
but like we expect you to win. Do you expect to win?
Not at all. Not at all. No. We just put as much work as we can, as much effort as we can to be as prepared as we can. But it's so tough to win. And I feel it's a little bit tougher to win against 27 or 32 other drivers than a team that it's going against only one.
It's crazy though, because this is the ultimate compliment. You don't make it look tough anymore. We just are like, hey, there's I know.
It's very tough.
There's another race, and they're like, we'll promote the race on Friday, and then on Monday, like, pull up. We got you celebrated.
It's either below one or what happened.
Well, this brings up a great point. Your answer was very humble. I think it was sincere, but it was very humble. When you are winning at such a rate as you are, how do you keep from getting,
good question, bro,
too cocky or overconfident or thinking it's going to be easy?
Because I guess because I've been racing since I was 5, and I've been through very tough times where you don't win in 1 year in go-karts or even in my junior career. Like, I know that it takes a great team around you and your mindset and yourself to be 100% in order to win, that I know it could end tomorrow. And I'm just trying to enjoy as much as I can while this wave is going. I don't know if it's going to end tomorrow or in 2 years, but I know at some point it's going to end. So, I'm just trying to enjoy as much as I can. And I know that if you put me on another car or surrounded by another team of mechanics or engineers, I would not be doing what I'm doing.
So that last part I find really fascinating, because what you were saying, it's harder when there's a field of 30. That's as opposed to a one-on-one or a team versus team competition. That is where the Tiger versus the field comes up. Like, you're a little young, but in the early 2000s, it was Tiger against 70 other golfers, and the betting odds were like, well, it's basically 50-50, him or everybody else. But he didn't have a team. I mean, he has a caddy. Like, it's truly one-on-one. When you were describing your excitement about winning the pole, am I right in that qualifying, a disproportionate amount of the credit goes to everyone other than the driver because it's about the quality of the car?
100%.
And then the race, they obviously have a huge say in it, but that's where your skill can really shine, is on race day. But get everything leading up to race day, including qualifying, is a team win.
100%. But it's like in any other sport, like even on football. Like, if you don't have a good defense team, that's it. You cannot move. You cannot throw the ball wherever you want.
Running game. You always be ripping them.
Like, I feel it's the team is so important. So important.
We've run a few of your highlights when you're overtaking guys to take the lead. You're starting on the pole. What is the difference mentally on being chased versus being the guy who is trying to chase?
I feel like here at the 500, it's so long, the race. 500 miles. We know at some point we're going to be 15th or 20th because of how everything shakes up. So we're going to try and get a clean start, obviously, and then start just opening or stretching a little bit the race with the top 5, let's say. And we want to stay there. But at some point, we know with a shake-up on strategy, we're going to start going backwards, and we will have to move up front. So, yeah.
But do you like that? Like, when you're in 15th, it's like, oh, now it's go time, overtake time.
I prefer when I'm like, P2, P3, and you're controlling. It's like, okay, I'm good here. I don't need to do a lot of work, let's say. Like, I'm good. When you're 15, it's like, man, Alex, you either start driving or we're going to stay 15th or 16th.
All right, speaking of people or teams expected to win, I am expecting Spain to win the World Cup. That's my pick.
I think it's a good team. Yeah. I think we have a great team. Yeah.
He's got France.
I'm a Brazil guy.
Yeah, I think Spain's got him.
Just the heritage of it.
Of course.
I'm worried about you all a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. A little hamstring.
Just real quick before he goes.
Oh, no. With this didn't work. And this might be bad luck.
You've done a lot for the show. You're the greatest IndyCar driver in the world, and you're a dear friend of the show. I want to do something for Alex.
Okay.
Because I believe in visualization.
Okay, me too.
You see something, I knew you did.
Too.
I knew you
Me too.
So instead of just imagining Monday or Tuesday when we have the Indy 500 winner in studio.
Yes.
Chugging milk with us.
Okay, wait. I'm not going to drink milk.
I'm going to let you. You don't have to. It's bad luck for you.
Yeah.
Bad luck for you before the race.
Yes.
But this is what you're going to see in New York City Tuesday. I'm going to do it again.
You got to do it better.
You're going to do it again?
Yeah, it's got to be
better.
Make
sure there's no cream.
No cream.
Is it good?
That's just regular milk.
We're ready.
2% milk.
Yeah. Oh, he's going for it. Okay, that's a good one. That's a very good one.
That was a good one.
Yes. Yes.
That was a good one.
There we go.
Much better.
That was very good.
Much better. I mean, messed up your suit, but.
Is it good?
Do you close your eyes? We got to be on your phone.
It's
well,
good,
you
wanted
it dripping down your beard and everything. It looked great.
It's in my beard.
You look like
my
a
hair's a
racer.
mess.
That was a great interview.
Ended a little rough. Good to see you, brother.
Palou, best of luck.
Thank you, guys.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Alex.
Great Alex Palou trying to defend his Indy title. Coming up next, Bruise Guy. We didn't even get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, he
I know.
declared himself a Pato guy.
I might be back.
Best of luck, Alex.
At first, I didn't think it was real. I woke up to this blinding light, and I was transported to another place. Pluto TV. Then I heard a voice.
Come with me if you want to live.
There were thousands of movies and shows, and they were all free.
The truth is ours.
It's just so beautiful.
On Pluto TV, free streaming of Terminator 2, Fringe, Arrow, The 100, and The X-Files may cause excitement, loss of sleep, and sudden belief in extraterrestrials. No credit cards or alien encounters necessary. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
First Things First is back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're getting ready for the 110th running of the Indy 500 this Sunday. Joining us now, friend of the show, second time on the show, Bruise Guy, Pato O'Ward.
Right.
Pato, it's a
great
pleasure.
to have you back, my man.
Yeah, it is. He is Bruise Guy.
My pick.
Yeah.
He's your pick. He's been singing your praises the entire show to the other drivers as well.
They might be a little mad at you. They might be a little mad at you.
They're like, okay, thanks. Pato's my guy. Bro, do you want to kick us off with the questions?
Well, look, I mean, I'm excited about seeing you out there on Sunday. How do you look? 4 of the last 5 times you've been here, you finished in the top 5. Do you look at that more as confidence that you can finally win it, or disappointment that you've been so close but haven't been able to get over the hump?
Oh man, every time it's a new story here. You know, every single one is different, and I'm so grateful just to be a part of it, right? And I feel like such. People can say maybe it's bad luck and bad timing sometimes, but I think it's actually been a showing that this place likes me.
Success,
It's given me so much already, and the winners have always talked about the Indy magic, right? Yeah. What it feels like, and I've always said I have felt this magic, and I haven't even won before, so I don't even know what it feels like to I can't even imagine, but I love this place. I genuinely, I look forward to this time of the year every single year. I come down the tunnel every single time, get goosebumps, and it's probably because of the emotions that this place, or the emotions that are correlated to this place and this experience at the Indy 500, which is probably why I feel a certain way. But I think it's been a combination of execution, of being there, being patient, learning what I need from the car in order to get it there into a fighting position. And, I don't think it's going to be any different this year. I know I'm going to be in the fight. I know I'm going to be able to challenge, and a bit of a different story, I would say, this year, with first time that I don't use the car that I've raced here every single year, with the accident that I had on Monday, and yes.
How does that impact it?
It's a new car. It's different, but it's this car that I'm racing with. She's been good to me. She's been very good to me. I've won with her before, and it's behaved well. So I'm not worried at all.
You almost talk about it like it's a living, breathing.
Kind of, and I don't know what, man. I'm gonna tell you. So this car, she's got a name, but I've that name will will remain behind closed doors. If she wins on Sunday, that name's coming out. But
does no one else know the name outside of you?
No, my team knows.
Okay,
my team knows. My guys know, and my crew chief after the accident happened, he's like, "Hey, are you okay? Like, I'm happy to see you, all right?"
Name, right?
It's got a resemblance to an experience, that never leads to fail. It's always amazing. My crew chief comes with me and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna be racing with, XYZ," and I'll say it, and he looked excited, and I don't know, I was kind of like, damn, let's go. Like, let's get it.
So why didn't you race in her from the beginning then?
Because we all have one car just for the Speedway, and I've had my Speedway car that's been with me since 2020. Every single year, I've done the I've raced with the exact same car. Her name is Lana, but Lana's a little bit hurt. Her crash structure was hurt. And, she wasn't gonna be able to
make it.
She wasn't gonna be able to make it, not because she didn't want to be there, but because, well, someone else ate her lunch. So,
but the cars are, from an engineering standpoint, they're clones of each other, right?
Supposed to be.
But
that's
something.
BS. No, there are cars that, regardless of where the setups are, if they're identical, they will behave differently. They will prefer a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. And that's what I'm hoping to pepper in tomorrow.
This is so.
I love this.
You know, it's. I don't know if I can fully capture it, so maybe you help me. I'll get there halfway, and you can explain the rest. We've had several drivers on, and they talk about this place and the magic of it, and the race course needs to pick a winner.
Right.
And then you talk about your cars, that they are physically identical, but this one has a different personality than this one.
Yeah.
There's so much, almost, I don't know if the right word is mysticism about it, but real magic about the place.
There is, and it's got this place, I'm going to add on to it, has a very, it's got a way to surprise you all the time. No matter how much you think the previous year is going to, correlate to the next year, it doesn't. Every year is different. Every year is going to be different. And that is a part of why it makes it so special, what makes it so cool. It makes it so, it makes you want it. It makes you want it because it does kind of play hard to get sometimes.
Born in Monterrey, Mexico.
Monterrey, yes.
Monterrey, Mexico, moved to San Antonio. Take me to young Pato O'Ward. How old were you the first time you either thought to yourself or said out loud, I'm going to race at the Indy 500 one day?
So my first time to watch it, Dixie won it.
Oh, okay. Oh, Scott Dixon won it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's someone that I've looked up to my whole career, and somebody that I still look up to. And I get to race him now. And I would say that first experience of me watching on TV was like, oh, that looks cool. But I never really grasped what it was. I actually thought it was overrated until I got here in person, 2016, Alexander Rossi won. And it was a sold-out event. It was my first time at the Indy 500 by myself in person. And when I heard the crowd and just when I saw how everything just looked so perfect. Like, it's hard to put it into words what that experience was like for me. But I kept seeing the cars running around, and I was like, I need to be there. Like, I want to be there. I need to be there. And that is what truly sparked that desire to, like, I am racing here one day.
We all know what the Indy 500 is. It's the Super Bowl, and that's what everybody's been saying. Do you feel pressure because of that, and because you've been so close to winning it? Does that put pressure on you, or are you loose?
It's a privilege, man. Like, I genuinely, I know my boss, Zach, and, TK, who used to be a racing driver, still behaves like one, but he is now our the head of our team. I know they desperately want to win this just as much as I do, and the hunger is there to do it, just along with my engineers and my mechanics and everybody that's been with me. But I don't really see it as pressure. I genuinely see it as it is such a special opportunity for us 33 that we get to do it. Not just this year, but have done it multiple years. That's that's what we're here for. We're here to fight. We're here to win. We're here to compete. And I see it as in like, I cannot wait, rather than like, there's all this expectation. It's like, mate, the expectation is going to be there all the time. Right. So might as well bin it and do what makes you happy. And obviously winning makes me very happy. So
I love the mentality.
I was going to say.
I love that mindset.
I think I'm going to say about what you were going to say. We've been doing this show together, for the better part of a decade now. This might be the most a bee almost got you. This might be the most like emotionally resonant interview I've ever been a part of. Like, honest to God, like I sincerely appreciate how open and heartfelt you were about, this event and what it means to you. Like I'm not a race car driver. I never wanted to be a race car driver, but it made me feel the kind of the specialness of this place in a way.
Very confident.
Yeah.
There's a quiet confidence about you, Pato.
I love this place. I love it. I genuinely, I cannot wait for Sunday.
I think you won him over. I think he's going to pick you now to win the race.
At the end we have another show tomorrow with some more drivers. I'll tell you what.
I already got you winning.
You're flying up. You're flying up the straightaway in my heart.
You're outstanding.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, man.
Best of luck on Sunday. We'll be pulling for you.
Absolutely.
More first things first. Stingray Robb joining the show next.
Right.
Welcome back to First Things First, live from the Indy 500. Joining us now, that's been a great show.
It has.
Joining us now, Stingray Robb. Stingray, thanks for being here. We had a nice chat in the commercial break.
See ya.
This is our second year at Indy, and when we first got into Indy last year, we had to kind of go through the drivers, pick who we got. I'm like, I'll take Stingray Robb. So your name is Stingray, obviously named after the Corvette. Have you become a fan favorite? It's very easy to gravitate towards you.
I think at times, yeah. Yeah, I think people have cheered me on, especially around this place. 2024, I got to actually lead some laps around here, and I was in the car, so I couldn't hear it. But what I heard after was when I passed for the lead, the crowd kind of erupted. So I don't know if it's a fan favorite, but I at least got a few cheers out of the crowd.
I've told this story before on the show, not to you, obviously. My dad's a fireman, and firemen's sons are usually firemen. And I think a lot of his friends thought I was going to be a fireman and were kind of disappointed in me, I think, when I was like, nah, that's not me. You were named after a race car or a Corvette.
Yeah.
As a little kid, was there ever a point where you were like, what if I don't want to be a race car driver? Or is it the perfect name because you always wanted to be a race car driver?
It's the latter. I mean, it's a perfect name because I always want to be a race car driver. I remember I was like 3 years old, and I was like, I'm going to be a race car driver.
Really?
Some kids, they want to be the fireman, and then they want to be the policeman, and then they want to be a doctor. They move through those stages, and like I entered the race car driver stage, and I'm like just still
never left.
Yeah.
How old were you when you first actually? Because we hear some of these kids are 5 years old racing go-karts. Like, how old were you when you first actually did any racing?
Yeah, 5. I was 5 years old, so that's kind of how I got my start. I'm from Idaho originally, so go-karting racing there. Yeah. Dirt roads everywhere you look. We got running water my sophomore season. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we got started out in Idaho, and then we traveled all over the world. So from the time I was 7, 8 years old, we were all over the country, and then pretty soon we were going Spain, Portugal, England, France, Belgium, Italy, all for the sake of go-kart racing, which everyone thinks like Wahoo's Family Fun Center, right? The local rental karts. It's like, no, we were doing 100+ miles an hour.
100+ in go-karts?
In a go-kart. So that's how I got started.
I was thinking what you said. Like, go-karts, how does that translate? This is your 4th time here at Indy 500. What have you learned over those last 3 races that you'll be able to take into the race Sunday?
Yeah, I think that the last 3 years have been pretty contrasting in the results as well as in how the race has gone. My 2023 season, I barely made it into the top 33, made it through bump day, started on the last row, and we just didn't have a great car that year. So I was hanging on for dear life from like lap 12. I mean, we corded a left front tire halfway through the first stint. I was like, well, all right, this will be an interesting day. Then fast forward to 2024, led laps. had a chance to win the thing, but strategy didn't play out. So I've seen both ends of the field and what it takes to run at each end. And then how do you work your way through the crowd? And so I think for us, starting where we are, we're going to have to take some big risks. And I think the conditions for the day will be good. I think it'll race well. But it's a stacked field. There's no slouches anymore. And so I think that the competitive nature is going to be, how do you make moves? But then how do you evolve through those yellow flags to move forward?
It's so funny. We had Helio on earlier, and he's was talking about, like, I'm watching for people in the back taking risks.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the back, you have to take a shot. How early are you going to start? Say, you know what? If I don't do it now, there's no point in waiting.
I think kind of the cutoff is lap 100. I think once you're to lap 100, you're kind of in the end game, so to speak. You got to start positioning yourself. Everything prior to that, you're kind of just surviving. You're just trying to get through, maybe make a few moves.
Yep.
But the race really doesn't start until lap 101.
101, I got Stingray, Rob, but where's Stingray?
It's changing in the team sports. People are playing longer and longer. But the primes of people's career in the team sports is typically like 25 to 30 is when you're their athletic prime. You're 24, correct?
Yeah.
I don't know if that translates to racing at all, but do you think like you're entering your prime as a driver? Do you still consider yourself as like a very young driver that's learning? Like, where do you see yourself on your career journey?
I would like to think I'm not my prime yet. I think that's still to come, hopefully. But if you were to ask young Stingray when his prime was, he'd probably say about 14. Winning championships in karting was a lot easier than it is now. But you do see like that longevity happen throughout the field. Guys like Scott Dixon still finishing on podiums, still winning races. Helio won his 4th not that long ago. So I think that you do have a bit of a bigger spread of age for drivers than you would normally see in other sports. And maybe that's just the wisdom coming through. They know how to engineer a race car more than they know how to like be physically demanding inside the race car. Play the old man's sport, I guess, at times, and just be wiser than the rest of the guys.
Awesome. Well, Stingray, thanks for taking some time. Well, we've been big fans of you, and it's finally nice to meet you. Hey, keep your eye out for Stingray. Lap 100, things are going to be happening.